Kawasaki ruled the big bike motocross class for the first part of the decade with its amazing KX450F, but times have changed, and in 2015 the big green machine wasn't as dominant as it used to be. With its last major redesign coming 4 years ago, and in the face of stiffer competition from the likes of KTM, Husqvarna, and Yamaha, it was high time for the KX450F to be significantly updated, and Kawasaki has delivered that with the 2016 model. The new machine boasts a new engine that is lighter and more powerful, as well as a new chassis that is also lighter and slimmer. The net result of Kawasaki's handiwork is a KX450 that is 7.5 pounds lighter than the previous model and a whole lot more fun to ride. Power was never a problem with the KX450F in the past, but Kawasaki's engineers realized that there was plenty that could be done to make the engine quicker and lighter still. To that end, the KX's fuel-injected DOHC 4-stroke engine features entirely new cases that are shaped differently and feature lighter, thinner castings without sacrificing rigidity. While making the case change, Kawasaki also moved the oil pump from the left case to the right case and integrated the scavenge pump and the feed pump into one unit rather than keeping them separate, which saves space inside the smaller engine. The KX's cylinder is also offset, pushed forward 8.5 mm to reduce friction by reducing piston to cylinder wall thrust, which frees up even more power. The engine's shape is already a dead giveaway that the 2016 KX450F is new, even though it retains the same 449 cubic centimeters displacement, 96.0 x 62.1 mm bore and stroke and 12.8:1 compression ratio as the 2015 KX450F. Inside, however, the new motor also contains a significant number of redesigned parts. For instance, the cylinder head features redesigned intake ports that are straighter than before to provide a more direct shot of the incoming mixture into the combustion chamber. That isn't all. New 36 mm titanium intake valves are employed to lighten the valve train, and Kawasaki says that the valves feature the same design parameters as the intake valves in its Supersport engines, giving them a slimmer throat angle and reduced recesses. All 4 of the KX450F's valves are bumped by new intake and exhaust cams that have been reshaped for a slimmer internal diameter, which provides a scant 0.5 ounces weight savings. Likewise, a new intake cam sprocket shaves an additional 0.7 ounces of reciprocating weight from the engine. In an attempt to gain better low-end power, Kawasaki engineers also revised the intake cam timing, advancing it 2 degrees. A new version of Kawasaki's pioneering F1-style bridged box-bottom piston matches the new valve shapes. A reshaped crankshaft saves 1.9 ounces of weight, and the counterbalancer gears have also been lightened to reduce reciprocating weight by another 1.4 ounces. Kawasaki engineers also worked hard to maximize airflow into the engine and improve throttle response by completely redesigning the KX450F's airbox, which now brings in fresh air through a pair of air intakes located at the back of the seat. All of the steel parts from the airbox structure have been eliminated, which not only saves weight but also helps to reduce intake noise. Even greater noise reduction is attained via the KX450F's exhaust system, which incorporates a new header design with a resonator that is designed to reduce sound emissions while boosting the engine's low-end grunt. The KX's new 43 mm Keihin throttle body is lighter and more compact than the previous version, with some of the weight savings coming via the elimination of the previous throttle linkage. Kawasaki's DFI fuel injection system boasts a revised fuel pump that facilitates the use of a lowered 1.66-gallon fuel tank to improve the bike's center of gravity. Of course, the KX450F's ECU retains Kawasaki first-in-class launch control feature, and the ignition curve can still be altered by plugging one of 3 distinct DFI couplers to suit the booming motor to match track conditions and or riding style. The engine ECU is also fully programmable through Kawasaki's accessory handheld KXFi calibration kit, which can store up to 7 preset maps. Our test ride took place at Sunrise MX Park in Adelanto, California, the newly redesigned track providing an excellent challenge for a newly redesigned motorcycle. Right off the bat, expert moto tester Ryan Abatoy was impressed with the KX engine's ability to churn out smooth bottom-end character that doesn't immediately rip your arms off. However, you'd best be hanging on because the KX quickly vaults into a stout mid-range hit and pulls hard all the way to its rev limiter. The killer mid-range and long-legged top end mean you won't have to shift the KX450F's slick 5-speed transmission all that much. Abatoy also noted that the KX has a much better sounding exhaust note than the previous models despite it being acclaimed 2 dB quieter than the old exhaust system, something Kawasaki's have been criticized for in the past. Throttle response is also excellent regardless of RPM or engine load. But what really impressed about the new KX450F is its handling. Previous generation Kawasaki 450s have had a steer with the rear handling character in which the rider was forced to get on the throttle to help the machine carve a turn. The new KX450F is far less vague, delivering light and pinpoint accurate steering manners thanks to a newfound wealth of front-end traction. That's because the 2016 KX450F features a completely new aluminum perimeter chassis, which is about